The free $20,000 MLB 10 runs for free cash contest is now live at SBRforum.com. What is the contest? It's simple. Each day in a designated SBR forum post, you pick one team that you think will score 10 or more runs that day. You qualify to win $100 that day if you are correct. Each day the game continues, you pick another team. And every time your team scores 10 runs, you'll be adding onto your total score. The contest is split into 3 segments, and at the end of each segment, the top scorers split $2,500. And at the conclusion of the contest, there's even more cash up for grabs, in total over $20,000. And I know what you're thinking. You can just pick the Yankees every day and win. No, you can only pick the same team once per week. Check out the link in the description for more info and see you in the SBR forum for the contest.
I don't even need my head. You don't need my head on the screen right now. You're just going to take a look at this beautiful body right here as I bring it in. Now, also, you guys are watching the sportsbookreview.com Major League Baseball show. Kyle said he made a request to not have me on camera. So, Esteban, can you hit the widescreen again one more time, please? Just hit that widescreen. Yeah, it didn't work out. There we go.
I don't have any damn power.
Me on camera. As soon as Kyle, look at the big check mark. Oh, this is like keep this going right here. This should be the show where I just focus on me, myself, and I, and have 2 little birds chirping in my ear. But no, we're here to have fun. That's what we do each and every day here on the Major League Baseball show. Thanks so much for you guys. I told you I had something in the mail, a nice little promo worked out, and I figured because I lost money yesterday and these guys won money, the only way to up it, the ante was put this shirt on to make people realize who's king around here. I'm Donnie RightSide along with Jason Radowitz and Kyle Purviance for the sportsbookreview.com Major League Baseball team. Yes, we kid. Or do we, Jason?
No, that was good. That was funny. I had no idea that was going to happen, so you definitely caught me off guard. That was fantastic. But yeah, like you said, we went 3-0 on the plays yesterday. Didn't make anything official, but made money off of each game. And so that kind of came out to 1 unit in profit. So still got the job done regardless. And I think we'll have the same kind of deal going today.
That's great stuff here. Like as soon as I saw Kyle say, keep me off camera. So let's one up this thing today. Yeah. Because if Kyle ever gets the check marker, what I'm really hoping here is Jason gets a check mark before Kyle, then it's really going to be on over here, Kyle.
No damn respect. None of my requests ever get fulfilled. And this guy, they double down and go complete op. I wasn't even going to drink today. I had no desire to drink a beer today, and now I have to. So cheers to you all. We are coming off a great night where I went undefeated last night. The strikeout prop hit, the value menu wager, even my damn odds boost hit last night. So hopefully we can keep that going. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just disgusted right now. I didn't need this from the universe right now. I just didn't need it. I really didn't.
The universe fighting back here on a Wednesday. And yes, Tony No Shoes. I don't know how I lost last night. I had a great Monday. It was fantastic. So I guess the gambling god said, give it back here, trying to outsmart yourself and take a bad baseball team. We'll be looking at some bad baseball teams today as is. But thanks again for joining us here. 89,400 subscribers here on the channel. We are so close now to 90,000 followers. Fantastic stuff. Thank you guys for coming in with all your love and support. Also, the Pick Six contest in full blast here. $50,000 up for grabs. $1,600 per week. Both myself and Kyle will have the NFL show tomorrow. Our Pick Six contest picks will be in. See if you can beat us. See if you can win money. If it's free, it's me. Something that you should be involved in here. Also, we're going to have some afternoon Major League Baseball action today. And I'd like to say that not so fast with a couple of rainouts. So why don't we just get right into the Major League Baseball card today, see what we can dig on, because we do have some early afternoon action starting in about 30 minutes here. Toronto and Tampa Bay. I think we're in agreement yesterday on Toronto with a decent look at roughly a pick'em. Strikeout props came in. Toronto picks up a W. Back at it today. Merriweather versus Patino. 9s across the board. Another pickup game here, Jason. Toronto really needs this game. Tampa waiting for the playoffs. Any thoughts on this game early?
Yeah, look, yesterday, of course, we were on the Blue Jays to score 2 runs in the first 5 innings. They got the job done in the 5th inning. And if you look at Merriweather, he hasn't really, played very much in the last month. But when he did, in 15 plate appearances, didn't look great. Weighted OBA 418 to righties and 387 to lefties. The extra power numbers were also pretty high. when he was pitching as well. So I do expect the Rays to be able to score some runs in this game. A 220 ISO, 301 weighted OBA. Nothing special, but should still be able to score against Merriweather in this game. And then, of course, the Blue Jays, their offense has been electric all season long. Really, in the last month or so, they've really kicked it in gear. 215 ISO, weighted OBA 338 for that lineup for the Blue Jays. And Patino, a guy with a 522 xFIP, striking out 18.8% of batters. The ground ball rate is low. Also, the line drive rate is high. So the Blue Jays should be able to score plenty of runs in this game. The only thing is Patino's been a lot better against righties and lefties, and in this lineup you'll have mostly righties for the Blue Jays. I'm not going to read into that too much. Still think the Blue Jays can score some runs, and I think this game can actually go over, especially in the first 5 innings. I wouldn't go against those bullpens, but in the first 5, I would take the over for this game.
All right, famous actor in the chat box here, John C. Reilly, maybe with the early comment of the day. Look, hey, all the just direct it towards the guy on the right side of the screen. We'll have a great show here, Kyle. Toronto and Tampa Bay, and also, what's up with John C. Reilly out there? Come on.
I don't know how to take that. Human cigarette butt. Does that mean I look white and orange? It's actually probably accurate. I'm tanned up here and super white down there, so it's actually probably right. And Lord knows I smoke too much anyway, so it's pretty damn funny. Well done, well played, and I'll just take it.
Pretty good.
Then of course, I'm trying to ignore the shirt, and they just leave that blue check mark by your name on the screen. So it's just the universe trying to piss me off today. This one doesn't piss me off, however. I do kind of lean Toronto here. So I got to be honest, I don't know a ton about Merriweather here. Doesn't look like he's going to pitch long, so this is going to be a bullpen game most likely here for Toronto. Toronto's had a good bullpen all year. They can hold teams under, and the Blue Jays actually profile pretty nicely against Patino, a 771 weighted 3-year OPS here. And I like the number, a team that desperately needs it against a team that doesn't need it as much. Even money in the first 5 innings on the money line. I'm leaning the Blue Jays here. I think they can get more runs early on, and that Toronto bullpen might be able to hold them off. It was interesting until I heard Jason's analysis. I almost thought about the under 4.5 in the first 5 innings, but I might hold off on that. I was a little 50-50 on it, so after hearing Jason talk, I might stay away from that. But I do think the Blue Jays profile better off of Patino. And if that bullpen gets going, if Merriweather can get out of the first, second inning, they could hold the Rays down in those first 5 innings.
I think I agree with both of you on this. Also, some information that just came out again. Light the fuse at Chase Field tonight, possibly, because why? The roof will be open once again tonight, letting that heat and humidity in. Thank you for going 0-9 with runners in scoring position, Arizona. But hey, today's another day, see if we can make some dollars on it. Let's head to Boston, where yesterday we were looking at an under in this game and possibly a chance here for Marcus Stroman to win. Well, Marcus Stroman didn't win, but the game stayed under the total. Chris Sale now takes the mound against Taijuan Walker. Mets basically playing out the string at this point. Heavy favorite here for Sale at -180s to -175s, 9.5s across the board. I have to say again, I'm leaning towards that under 9.5, the same exact way I was doing it yesterday. Sale's a little bit pricey for me, but what's going to hold you back from not taking Boston over the New York Mets today, Jason? What's your angles on this one?
Yeah, so I have an odds boost in this game, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But, Sales, 3.93 xFIP in the last 30 days, getting ground balls at 51.2%, and also strikeouts at 21%. Now, I would assume his strikeouts get a little bit higher, especially against the Mets. And, when the Mets, they face these top-tier pitchers, they always struggle. They never score runs. To Donnie's point, that's why he likes the under. The Mets always struggle against really good pitching. Which is one reason why, even if they were to make the playoffs, which I know I will concede now, they're not making the playoffs. But when they do face these teams, they just struggle so much. And they would struggle in the playoffs if it came down to it, facing the top tier pitching here, like Sale. So I like Boston here. I think that they're the clear favorites in this game. Taijuan Walker has kind of been up and down as of late. Obviously, the start of the second half, he's been terrible, but he does have some good stuff after struggling a little bit in the last couple of games. So we'll see what happens there, but I still would think the Red Sox should be able to score more runs than the Mets in this game. So give me the Red Sox in this one.
Yeah, taking a look at this game here up at Fenway. And as I said, it's always hard to take an under at Fenway Park, but I thought it was the right move yesterday. It did cash, and it looked like it was going to be an easy one because nobody could score early, but then those runs start piling up here. We'll see if that happens tonight, but I do think Sale should be fine tonight, but you're going to stack a lot of right-handed batters here for the New York Mets to go up against Sale. We'll see if that makes sense here because, hey, left-handed pitchers usually can get touched up here by right-handed batters in a small ballpark, but I'm still leaning under. A little bit pricey for me to take Boston at that number, though, Kyle.
Yeah, and I don't actually like, if you take the weighted OPS and just what he does against right-handed pitching, Chris Sale, an 801. Now it's the smaller sample size because we know he's been hurt so much, but he's struggled against right-handed hitting. It's a steep price. I do think the Boston team total is live over 4.5. I was considering that. When you look at them, there's some guys who have hit Walker for power. Kyle Schwarber has 11 career at bats. He has 3 hits. All 3 of those hits off Taijuan Walker, home runs. JD Martinez 6 for 11, a couple extra base hits, including a home run. So some guys have hit him for power. I do think that team total's live. I like when I can get those lefties. Devers, Verdugo.
Devers let me down last night.
Devers, yeah, he sometimes does, but I love how they profile against the righty Walker. For me, I do think the price is a little too high. I think the Mets profile too good against Sale to take that juiced up number on the side. But if you want to be safe, Red Sox team total over 4.5.
Yeah, it should be. It's an interesting one, because yesterday I had that hitters parlay, which I love, plus 275. Judge and Harper come up big, and Rafael Devers takes a collar right in the middle of that lineup. Come on, man. Help me out on that stuff here. But, hey, it is what it is. You can't win all those odds bets. Hopefully those will come in today, because I actually have dueling odds bets today, odds boost bets today that we'll get to a little bit later. St. Louis and Milwaukee, the same thing we talked about the past couple of days. And it looks like it's going to come to fruition again today, possibly, but we don't have the number change, like the minus 200s here as a favorite for the Brewers. Now we're taking a look today, a slight favorite here in the Brewers with Anderson on the mound, 128s to 130s, depending on where he's shopping at, 9s across the board as a total. St. Louis is smoking hot right now and peeling back skulls no matter who they play. And the teams that are above them, they are damaging left and right. Now, hey, the Brewers are going to be in the playoffs. Don't get me wrong, but you can't tell me all this momentum or all this negative momentum here for the Brewers. And hey, what happens when we meet with St. Louis and, St. Louis starting to feel themselves? Again, Michaelis, I don't like him as a pitcher, but do we stop the train right now and get off the track? I don't think so here. Jason, I'm going to look towards another victory by St. Louis. I'll ride the streak.
Yeah, and I agree. And that's 10 straight games now for the Cardinals. And they're looking like they're going to be making the playoffs now, which is something we didn't expect earlier on in the season, especially to start the second half of the season after the All-Star game. So right now, you look at this team, the Cardinals, 384 ISO and weighted OBA of 431 in their last 30 days against left-handed pitching. Just 14.8% strikeouts. They're hitting ground balls at 33.4% of the time. So everything looks really good when you look at this Cardinals offense. And they're also going to have 7 right-handed batters. One lefty will be Newt Bar, but he had the 417 weighted OBA in just 5 plate appearances in his last 30 days against lefties. So lots to like in this Cardinals lineup. Obviously, they're the hot team. And so I'm looking at over 2.5 in the first 5 on the team total at plus money, plus 115. Makes a lot of sense in that one. And we'll go with that. And the Cardinals over 2.5 in the first 5 of the team total here. The offense with all those righties looks great against the lefty.
Yeah, I don't know why the countdown on the right-hand side of the thing doesn't have this game up, but hey, it is what it is at this point right now. We might as well keep it going.
Now,
Is it there? You blinked up now?
No.
There we go. Good.
Yeah.
I was looking over to the side. I'm like, hey, what's going on over there? I thought I might have, been dyslexic once again. But
on that call, but I don't see it on that screen. Okay.
It'll come up in a second.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it now.
I'm looking at it twice. I'm like, hey, look at this. Bonus baseball for us here. But take a look at this game, Cobb, between the Cardinals and the Brewers here. You got a light favorite here in Milwaukee at home, which is usually that strike zone you like to take. But again, you're going up against a red-hot baseball team looking to lock down that final wild card spot, and they might be able to do it sooner than later here. What are your thoughts between these two teams in the Central?
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw this and I saw Miles Mikolas on the mound, I want to completely fade him. I always want to fade him. Then you start to look, he's actually been pretty good against Milwaukee. 3 of his last 4 starts against Milwaukee, 39 or more fantasy points, including a 55 in his last start. He actually looked better in his last start overall earlier in the week or late last week than he has in a long time here. And you mentioned it, the Cardinals are so hot. Do we want to be holding the bag with the Brewers right now? They seem like, to me, they might be the most untrustworthy team in the National League. It's tough to take the Brewers. I considered their team total over 4.5, but I'm with Jason. You took the words right out of my mouth. I'm going to ride that snake, and I'm going to take that plus 115 on the money line in the first 5 innings. I just think it makes sense. There you go. Yeah, I teed you up. I mean,
there's jokes for that.
Hit it out of the park. Hit it out of the park. But no, I like the Cardinals plus 115 on the money line in the first 5. Got to ride the hot team here, and just too tough for me to trust the Brewers. If you're going on the Brewer side, don't bet aside. Just take the team total over 4.5 and hope that they can get to Mikolas, who has been vulnerable this year and obviously is at the tail end of his career. the one great thing, we want the Cardinals in the playoffs so we can fade those lefties and maybe get some team totals. It's hard to make bets in MLB postseason. Might be nice to fade those older lefties for the Cardinals in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Here, let's move it down to the value menu wagers card today. I got a couple. I'm actually going to go with a trifecta for some fun tonight. Again, these aren't for a lot of money, $50, $50, $50. But the first play I'm going to give in this trifecta, which is basically going to tell you what I'm on here, is the over tonight. The game over, not a team total over right now, just the game over at a 9 minus 120 at BetMGM. That is between Atlanta and Arizona. This game can't match up any better than what we think is going to take place. Hey, look, Arizona, just need you to participate. If you're going to get 9 runners in scoring position, drive a couple of them in. Help the cause out here tonight, because once again, the tweet came out here that the roof will be open in Arizona. 2 pitchers I think that can get damaged up tonight. Atlanta's going to get a full 9 at-bats no matter what happens here. So I'm going to lead off here with my value menu wager play, and then I'm going to give 2 more plays out in just a few moments on the best bets side of this. But I'm going over 9 in Arizona, going up against the Atlanta Braves. I just think it makes sense. Heat, humidity is going to be in there. All lefties in the lineup. Anderson struggles with lefties, particularly over the last 30 days. And then we're taking a look at that Atlanta lineup tonight with Kelly on the mound. How about him over the past 30 days? 24 batters he's faced, an 8.22 xFIP. Get out of town here. We're getting 10 runs, Jason. What are you looking at today?
Yeah, I like that. And I'm going to do the same thing that you're kind of doing. I got 3 games today, and they're all going to be rated the same. So there's nothing official, but lots of value that we could get on. And, of course, if you win all 3 of those, it's kind of like winning a unit anyway. So that's what makes fun out of it. But the first one, we're going to go with Donnie's favorite pitcher, Vince Velasquez. We're going to fade him with those Giants and take the Giants over 2.5 in the first 5 on the team total at plus 105. So plus money fading Velasquez in the first 5 innings here. Everyone knows how bad he's been. Obviously had to change teams in the middle of the season from the Phillies to the Padres because the Padres didn't have much pitching left. So they need someone to fill in the innings, and that's been him so far. In the last couple of outings hasn't been great, and he struggled really just all season long. You look at this lineup for the Giants. They've got a 266 ISO, a weighted OBA of 386 against righties in the last 30 days. So they destroyed right-handed pitching. They have a ton of lefties: LaStella, Belt, Wade, Crawford, and Yastrzemski in the lineup. The one guy that's struggling in the lineup is Buster Posey, but he does have 1 home run against Velasquez in his career. So a lot to like in that Giants lineup, and I'll take the over 2.5 in the first 5 on the team total of plus 105. And the other bet we just talked about, another value play here, the Cardinals over 2.5 in the first 5 on the team total. Again, you're going to see a ton of right-handed bats going up against Anderson. 10-game winning streak for the Cardinals. They've looked really hot offensively, and pitching has been pretty good as well. But yeah, I love the Cardinals here. I think they'll be able to get 3 runs in the first 5 innings, and that's also at plus 115. Another plus money bet here for the value plays.
All right, value menu wager plays here, Kyle. Where are we looking tonight in Major League Baseball?
I was just going to do 2 value menus and no play of the day, but I've changed my damn mind. We're going to have 1 official play. So on the value menu, for me, it's a fade of Keegan Aiken, and I know Donnie's going to like this, and trust me, that doesning bring me any pleasure to make Donnie any happier today than he already is. Look at the guy gets a verified shirt. Now he's taking overs for games and shit. Just he lost his damn mind, right? Look at it. Look at it. Unbelievable. So we're going to take the Phillies team total over 4.5 at minus 150. You can get that over at BetMGM. I took it at 4.5 just because, it is the Phillies, but we do have a nice weighted 8.11 3-year OPS. We all know how bad Keegan Aiken is. You got advantages up and down the order, and even the lefty Harper facing the lefty Aiken, he's still pretty damn solid against left-handed pitching as well. So I like that Phillies team total over 4.5 minus 150. And there is an important question in the chat box: milk first or cereal? I didn't even know this is a thing, but let me tell you,
that's not a thing. It's not
only serial killers put the milk in first. Let's just put it that way. That's the craziest thing I've ever. It's like the sitting or standing.
You don't even get as much. You don't get as much cereal in the bowl.
Yeah, exactly. How does that work? It's like the sitting or standing. I didn't know that 50% of the people stood up when they, went to the. It's the weirdest thing, and I just had no idea. My mind's kind of blown that it's a thing. I don't know.
Hey, man, some people's back hurts out here, Kyle. You got to sit down and take a break whenever you can out here. It is what it is. Odds boosted section tonight. Let's get a look at this one, because I lost last night in my odds boost. Thank you, Rafael Devers. But I was going this morning, and I found on Fox Bet, I'm like, this is a good one here. Zach Wheeler, 9 Ks in the Phillies win, plus 200. Do I think the Phillies win tonight? Do I think Zach Wheeler has a really good chance to mow down some batters? Yes, I do. And within 20 minutes, one popped up on FanDuel. Zach Wheeler, 8 Ks or more, and a Phillies win at plus 150. So I'm thinking about spreading out a little bit of the dollars here. Some on the 150, some on the 200. I'm going with 2 odds boosts, basically the same boost, 1 strikeout apart in this game. Just get me to 8. It's plus money. Anything more than that is going to be the cherry on top. 2 odds boosts. 1 with Fox Bet, 1 with FanDuel, 9Ks for Wheeler, 8Ks for Wheeler, plus 200, plus 150. But also, the Phillies have to win this game. Oh, it's the Orioles. Yeah, good luck with that one. You saw the last 2 nights here. Jason, what are you looking at here with your odds boost today?
On Fox Bet, Chris Sale to get 7 strikeouts and the Red Sox to win, boosted to plus 200 from, I think, plus 175. I went to FanDuel, made sure that it was actually a boost, and it is. FanDuel's odds just at plus 166. So really nice odds boost here on Fox Bet. Sale, 7 strikeouts and the Red Sox to win. Already talked about this game. Of course, I think the Red Sox get the dub over my Mets. And then, like I said, the Mets always struggle against really good pitching, and they strike out a ton. So, yeah, I'm expecting Sale to have a great game, probably go 6-7 innings, get 8 strikeouts, 9 strikeouts, and the Red Sox to win.
By the way, real quick, and I do agree with you, Jason. Kyle, when we talk about the cereal stuff, like let's just take like Frosted Flakes, for instance.
Exactly.
Like if you put the milk in the bowl and then you put the Frosted Flakes in, do you want that dry-ass flakes in your mouth to start with? No, the milk goes on there to, put some moisture in there. It's a much more enjoyable experience. Nobody would eat dry ass. Otherwise, you wouldn't even need milk. Just get it out of the box.
I'm seeing people say milk first. Like, are there people who really do the milk first? I might have to put a Twitter poll up because this is tripping me out. I had no idea that this was a thing.
It doesn't even make sense. Who taught you? What animal taught you that theory?
What if you do Wheaties or cornflakes and you want to put sugar on top, but you have all the dry stuff there? You need that sugar to like get into the milk, right? Like that's how you eat cereal. What the hell is wrong with you people? I don't get it.
No, man, this is scary out here. What's your odds boost today? And I guess the odds boost should be 2-1 that people should eat cereal the right way. Go ahead.
Yeah, damn it. I might make a tutorial on how to make a bowl of cereal. Who knew it's so important in this world?
Millions of views.
So yesterday my odds boost hit, so I'm feeling a little bit froggy today. And for me, I'm going to that Giants-Padres game. Like I had a double take. Like, wait, Scott Kazmir is going to start for the Giants? Is that really what's happening today?
Yeah.
That's bad.
Doesn't matter. That doesn't even matter.
But he's going up against Vinny Velasquez. Exactly. Yeah. So I took the two terrific hitters who profile really nicely against the opposing matchup. I took Manny Machado and Chris Bryant to each have 2 hits in this game at plus 1,100. I need an 11-1 odds boost to get the stink out of my mouth from looking at this damn check mark in this shirt. And now we've got milk first. I don't know what the hell's happening, but let's hope we can get a 11-1. Again, don't put a ton of money on it. You need a lot to happen for 2 players to get 4 hits, right? It's baseball. But 2 really bad pitchers, Velasquez and Kazmir, 2 terrific hitters. I'll take my chances.
Now, see, we're getting a little bit out of control here. Aqua says my buddy puts ice cubes in his cereal and milk.
Oh, my God.
We're just revealing people that should be rounded up in society right now on this chat box. Turn them in, people. Turn them in.
Send them
if you don't want to bleed on them here.
Send them to Wyoming so they actually have enough people to justify getting 2 senators, but that's another show.
Outrageous. All right, here we go. Let's get to some best bets on the Major League Baseball board. Again, I have a trifecta tonight. I'm going to have some fun with this. It's a later game tonight. We have no, NFL to root on, no college football to root on. So give me something to watch throughout the night. I'm going to stay in Arizona, even though I like Kansas City a little bit here as a team total at 3. Actually, you know what? Let me just go on real quick here. Yes, okay, got it. The 3.5 minus 165 at MGM. I do like San Francisco just because Velasquez. No other reason. I don't need to see the San Francisco lineup tonight. Velasquez is on the mound. That's 5 innings, 5 runs. You're going to get your team total probably in the first 5. But I do like this one. And pay a little bit here for the Atlanta Braves. 4.5 minus 145, coupled with Arizona once again at 3.5 minus 120. What's the goal here? I don't know. 6-4 in this ball game perfectly. And this comes from a Phillies fan. I want Atlanta to lose. But you know what I want even more? Atlanta to score a run so I can cash in this team total. I'll be damned. So I got over 9, over 3.5, and over 4.5 in this game. 50, 50, and 50. Not a lot of money, just to root on. Give me 2 and 1, I'll take it. But this is basically a correlation here. If there is over 9 in this game, good shot that we hit both of those there. And we're going to pull down some nice little profit here of 1.5 units. Jason, what are you looking at tonight?
Yeah, we'll say that with that Braves and Diamondbacks game. I picked the Braves already twice during their 4-game, road trip against the Diamondbacks, and I picked both of those overs in the first 5 innings, and we'll go back to that again. Like you talked about, Merrill Kelly looked terrible in his last start against the Dodgers, and before that was terrible against the Giants. He's now allowed 21 hits in his last 2 starts, and that's less than 10 innings pitched. Within a month of difference. Like he pitched against the Giants like a month ago, Then his last start against the Dodgers was just last week, and he's just looked terrible so far. And the Braves line up a 254 ISO, weighted OBA 347. Looks like the roof is open, like Donnie talked about, so that's huge for the Braves as well. So, again, I think the Braves score plenty of runs in this game. Over 2.5 in the first 5 on the team total at -115 is another value play for me.
Yeah, you got that 2-run shot last night. All it takes is one of those early starts here. You know, you get a couple guys on and everything starts popping here. And even if you don't get it earlier, the longer that game goes on here, a good chance that some of those bullpen guys come in earlier than we anticipate. Kyle, what are you taking a look at tonight between your best bets and bankers on your baseball card?
See, this is what the shirt has done to me. It's made me fired up. So I was going to be a coward earlier and put the Giants team total over 3.5 at -165 on the value menu. But I've decided to nut up. I'm going to take the Giants team total over 4.5 at -115. Now, if you're saying to yourself, look, the wind's blowing it a little bit. San Diego's a pitcher's park. I don't want to risk it. San Diego has a good bullpen if they're not able to rock Velasquez. Then you can go to BetMGM and get the 3.5 at 165. But I think the Giants get to 5 runs tonight. It's just a complete fade of Vinny Velasquez for me. I'll take that over 4.5 -115 play of the day. My strikeout prop was Logan Allen under 3.5 strikeouts. That's at -160. Now, there is some weather concerns in that game. I'm approaching it 2 ways. Yes, the game could just be delayed and the bet is dead. Who cares? Yeah. No harm, no foul. Yeah. Sometimes you get those games, a starting pitcher comes in, there's a little bit of a delay, and then they don't bring him back out. So he throws fewer pitches and gets less innings, and the weather sort of helps you hit those strikeout props. So I took a sprinkle on that as well. I like it quite a bit. He's only hit more than 3 strikeouts 3 times in his 11 appearances this year. The Royals strike out the 3rd fewest in all of baseball.
Bully balls, what we're doing here on the show. Am I going to get called into the room by HR here, Kyle, for this is just, I can't be on camera with this guy. This is a lawsuit at this point here. Maybe
you see me typing my complaint up while we're talking, so it's good.
By the way, Twitter, if somebody sends a reply in, I told Twitter to make sure when Kyle's application is reviewed, I'm on that panel, like a parole board, I don't know. I don't know if he's shown just quite enough here to be verified enough to get that check mark.
Fair enough.
This is what it is, though. Verified it is. All right, let's get to some odds lightning round today. Let's spin it around Major League Baseball, see if we can find some angles here. I got to tell you, I do like Kansas City, but somebody astutely brought up earlier today, and they are correct. There's a lot of rain in the forecast here in this game between the Kansas City Royals and the Cleveland Indians, 66 degrees. And also keep in mind, the official behind the plate, obviously the umpire, is an under guy, -37 units for his career. So not a great look. And if you do have rain in the forecast, there's 2 things that can happen. 1, obviously the game doesn't get played. Or 2, you can't tell me the human element of an umpire out there saying, hey, it's raining here, let's get out of here quickly. Anything goes for a strike, which is sometimes devastating to your total here. So taking a look at this game here, Jason, we don't know if it's going to play, but if it does, Hernandez versus Allen, roughly pick them across the board, and 8.5. If it was nice weather and nice conditions, I think the Kansas City would be able to hit, but a little bit leery here with that forecast.
Yeah, and that's going to be a theme today for plenty of games, and really over the weekend there's going to be lots of rain. So, we'll see what happens there. But look, the Royals kind of look good offensively with a high weighted OBA against lefties, a 365. Logan Allen only striking out 16.7% of batters, so obviously not very good. And to Kyle's point, Logan Allen probably won't get over on his strikeouts in this game against a lineup that really doesn't strike out that often, 15.8% against lefties. It's pretty good for the Royals there. I think the Royals, the bottom half of the order, is actually pretty good. Stacks up against lefties really well. Then you have Carlos Hernandez going for the Royals. He has a 6.21 xFIP, but it seems like every single time we fade him, he performs as a good day. So with a solid umpire, maybe he does have a good day again. And so I'd be scared to go fade Hernandez here, especially with a .254 batting average of balls in play and allowing just 17.6% line drive. So I like the Royals in this game against Logan Allen in this one. But again, with the rain, the umpire, and all that shenanigans, I would say.
Yeah. No, it usually does have an impact there. Washington, Miami, the battle for last place in the NL East, heating up 903, 904. We have Miami at home today as a slight favorite. Opened up offshore Pinnacle at -127. Now sits at 123. 130s to 135 here in New Jersey, with the highest number being at bet 365. That's at 135. But 8s across the board here, Kyle, between these two. Any looks between the Nats and the Fish?
I mean, I want nothing to do with either side. Both pitchers pretty equal. They're higher OPSs here. Both teams should be able to score. I kind of like the over 8. The problem is these lineups outside of Juan Soto and Josh Bell are just god awful, right? I mean, you go through the Marlins lineup, you're like, how does this team profile good against anybody? So a little bit of risk there. For me, I wouldn't touch this game with a 10-foot pole. Both pitchers to me, pretty damn equal here. Josiah Gray was good at his last outing against Miami, putting up 37 fantasy points. If you look at Hernandez, he's put up a 33 and a 30 in his last 2. Maybe one look too, if you want to take the over for the full game, or you think, hey, these lineups just aren't going to be there. What about the under in the first 5 innings, under 4? If these teams just can't hit and these pitchers are able to do something, you can get a good price at -105. Tough game for me. Stay away. Could either go 2 ways. These young pitchers blow up or they pitch really well. You got to decide. I guess I would probably lean that they get through because these lineups are so bad. So maybe the under 4, but again, I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, Yanks righted the ship yesterday. Another heavy favorite today, as high as -300 here in New Jersey on DraftKings. Offshore coming in at Pinnacle at -270. 9s across the board. Hearn's not a very good pitcher. They're going to stack a lot of right-handed batters against him. But also Hearn struggles a little bit with lefties. So you're taking a look at Rizzo and Gallo. Maybe some chances for home runs in that small ballpark tonight. I think another victory is on tap for the Yankees. But again, Kluber's got to show me something here. But it's just a matter of fact where the Texas Rangers are so bad at the plate. Can they even hit bad pitching here, Jason?
Yeah, and to your point, Kluber, 470 weighted OBA in his last 47 plate appearances against righties. Yeah. Also a 351 ISO. But you look at this lineup, and the Rangers combined in the last 30 days a 106 ISO in their last 30 days. So they've been terrible when it comes to power. They're also hitting over 52% of ground balls. So a lot of the balls are staying on the ground. They're not going over the fence. And when you're in Yankee Stadium, that's not, good, a good thing to have there. When on the other hand, you got the Yankees, they got plenty of power when it comes to Judge, Stanton, Voit, and Sanchez, all right-handed power bats against the lefty and Hearn. And Hearn, he's been allowing home runs and allowing a lot of extra base hits throughout the entire season. Righties 222 ISO, lefties 524 ISO. So even a guy like Gallo, who has struggled against lefties as of late, and Rizzo, who also has struggled against lefties as of late, they've got potential as well. So the Yankees all the way, and if you go to William Hill, the Yankees are boosted to plus 100. I guess if you're in the area for $25. So obviously a great bet there for a team that's like minus 270 as a favorite.
There you go. Let's move on here. Baltimore and Philadelphia. Aiken, we talked about this a little bit earlier with Wheeler on the mound. Minus 350s across the board. But sort of those, if you don't want to take the minus 350, some of those odds boosts, they're playing plus 200, plus 150, make a lot of sense. As you give the analysis on this, I'm going to dip into this Phillies game to see if I can find like a same-game parlay that also makes sense here to lower the damage. Go ahead, Kyle. What do you got there on Baltimore?
I know there's a good odds boost for Philadelphia. If you think Wheeler's going to get to 10 strikeouts, there's a 10-plus strikeouts odds boost at DraftKings. It's like plus 350 or something like that. And that's certainly within the cards. Although I will say Baltimore is not one of the higher strikeout teams in the league. I think they're somewhere like 10th or 12th, somewhere in that range. But Wheeler profile as well. Of course, you can't take a side through. Even if you take the run line in the first 5, it's minus 185. And it should be. It's a huge pitching disadvantage here. But again, I like how the Phillies profile against Baltimore. It's one of my value plays today. I took them over 4.5 minus 150. They should be able to rake today. The lineup profiles nicely. Even Harper, the lefty, hits lefties fairly well, and you got the other good righties in that lineup. So yeah, I expect the Phillies to score runs here. They should get the win. If you want to pay the run line you want to pay the juice on the run line on the first 5, I get it. For me, I just stick to the team total and get a decent number.
Yeah, it's interesting because I was trying to look for, and I guess they don't do it because I'm not a big avid bettor on doing this, but I've tried to take a look to try to lessen the juice on the Phillies, but they don't have alt strikeout props, which would be great in the same game parlay. Like if you just took Wheeler at 5 strikeouts and the Phillies to win like a plus 100 or, lessen the juice on that, because obviously if Wheeler gets 4 strikeouts, they're probably going to lose the game outright the way that it goes with the Phillies, but there is no option for that. But I actually really I think the 8Ks and the Phillies win at plus 150 is a very fair price on that odds boost, one that I certainly am going to be partaking in a little bit later tonight. Minnesota and the Chicago Cubs, Ryan and Hendricks. Look, we were on the Cubs yesterday, or at least had a good inkling that they would be able to hit and get their 3.5 or 4 runs on the board, which they did. And as we astutely pointed out, hey, the wind's blowing in. They can't score at Wrigley. Look, there's other ways to score than a deep fly ball into the seats, and they did that yesterday. So take a look today. Minnesota and Chicago, 7s across the board in this one. So if we take a look at trying to get some of the pitching matchups or intricacies, I'll tell you one thing. I just saw the weather conditions here. 60 degrees. Okay, it's cool. Wind's blowing in at 24 miles an hour.
What do you
Hey, what about can ground balls still score runs here, Jason? What are we doing?
Yeah, look, the weather really for a lot of the slate is tricky today. So, yeah, I mean, look, when you look at the Cubs offense against Ryan, against righties, they have guys with power, Schwindel, Happ, and Duffy. Obviously Wisdom, it has a lot of power, and Contreras can show off a little bit as well. But again, who knows if any ball can even get close to the fences in this game. And Ryan's guy doesn't really allow too much power. 154 ISO to righties, to lefties 125. It's really, for him, he's just not getting a high amount of strikeout or a high amount of ground balls. But outside that, he hasn't been a terrible pitcher. Then you go to the Twins here against Hendricks, who has a 5.94 xFIP, also striking out just 13.4% of batters. Hendricks he's actually been worse than Ryan in the last 30 days, but he's a guy that always finds a way to get wins and kind of escape from jams and whatnot. So, yeah, the Twins 211 ISO, 311 weighted OBA, not terrible, but at the end of the day, like you said, the weather is tricky. This game is tricky. Both pitchers, have high xFIPs, and both offenses have some potential, but it's hard to have potential when you have this kind of weather and wind going on.
You'll see. I mean, you're never going to see that often a 7 on a full game. That's why when I saw the 7 up here in the weather conditions, I just had to switch back and back. Is this a 7-inning ball game? No, it's a full 9 innings. We'll see how that matches up here. Going out to the thin air of Colorado, a little bit warmer conditions in the 80s today for Colorado. You saw the Dodgers win yesterday, but the game still stayed under the total. Walker Buehler on the mound today, 10.5 across the board. So we're figuring Buehler is a good pitcher, so most of the damage should be done by the Dodgers bats going up against Colorado. But the one thing that we do know, Kyle, Colorado is a pretty good home team here, and they do have some bats which make sense against righties, but Walker Buehler, not your average righty.
Yeah, exactly. And you are getting a short number in comparison to a lot of Walker Buehler starts at minus 125 in the first 5 innings on that run line. Now, the reason that is Marquez, outside of his last start against the Dodgers, has actually been pretty damn good against the Dodgers, and the Rockies are a better team at home. But for me, look, I still think Buehler's better. He profiles just a little bit. Both pitchers profile nicely. Do not get me wrong here. It's not like Marquez can't go out there and pitch well, but it's the lowest weighted 3-year OPS on the card with Buehler against Colorado at 615. Not far behind him is Marquez at a 653 against this Dodgers lineup. And like I said, 4 of his last 5 starts, 35 or more fantasy points as well in those 5 starts. The last one only a 15. But when I'm getting the minus 125 on the run line in the first 5, it's just tough to get the Dodgers at that number unless you're taking these bloated team totals. So I'll lean the Dodgers in the first 5 innings until look, I know the Rockies are better at home, but how are we taking the Rockies over the Dodgers? Just not doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, player performance double. So there is a option here on the FanDuel Sportsbook, but 5 Ks and a Phillies win is minus 230. So it lowers the juice a little bit. 6 Ks, 166, 7 Ks for Wheeler, 118. You say, well, wait a second. 8 Ks here listed at 122 as a plus. That FanDuel Sportsbook boost is up to 150, but keep in mind, you can bet pretty much as you want on the doubles, but the odds boost here, you can only bet a maximum of $50. Take a look at Houston versus the Angels. Garcia versus Junk on the mound. 9.5. Yeah. Ohtani went yard yesterday. Does it happen again today? A heavy favorite here for Houston as they bear down towards the playoffs. LA as they bear down heading to Disneyland in a week and a half, Jason.
So Junk has faced 14 righties. Weighted OBA 450, ISO 462. Look at this Astros lineup: Altuve, Bregman, Gurriel, Correa, McCormick, Maldonado, all right-handed batters that can do plenty of damage against Junk, who has a 5.05 xFIP. He's striking out just 11.8% of batters. Also, the ground ball rate is low. The line drive rate is high. Hard contact high too. So the Astros, they're tricky, right? A lot of the times they profile well and they will struggle, and a lot of times they profile really well and they will dominate. So really hard to figure them out. But in this instance, yeah, I like them to do some damage here. They have a lot of guys at the top of the order that are hitting consistently when it comes to line drives and also limiting those ground balls as well. So Houston should be just fine in this game. And I would go with the Astros team total in the first 5 innings here.
Fun one on the next one. I have a trifecta in play at 9:40. Will I be able to make it much past the second inning? No, but I'll roll over in the middle of the night like I did last night and was very disappointed with the outcome. Hopefully not so much in this game. 175s to 180s here across the board. Kyle Anderson versus Kelly. Some quick thoughts once again on the Diamondbacks and the Braves.
Yeah, I like the Braves here, and I think their team total is absolutely live. I will say last start, Merrill Kelly was okay against Atlanta. Still a 715 weighted 3-year OPS. Some guys who have hit him for some power in this lineup. I like the Adam Duvall home run prop as well tonight. Guys, I mean, we got advantages of 29, 43, 48, 15, and 33%. I think the Braves can score here. Their team total, go get the juice at BetMGM 4.5. I'm seeing 5.5s offshore at plus money. I think the Braves get to 5 runs tonight. I like that team total over 4.5.
All right. Yes, I'm looking forward to that game very much here. Seattle and Oakland, Flexen versus Irvin. De facto playoff games here continue. 139 here offshore, which is up from 128. 142 here in New Jersey. 8.5s across the board. To me, I'm going to stick with the tone that, I don't like Irvin. I don't like Flexen all that much. But you're talking about in Oakland playoff atmosphere. I will always lean towards the under in this spot. An 8.5 here is on the board, Jason. Any thoughts between the Mariners and the Oakland Athletics here for you?
Well, it was funny. Earlier in the season, Irvin was dominating left-handed pitching and struggling against, or he was dominating right-handers and struggling against lefties. Well, now that's all but changed against righties for Irvin, who's a left-handed pitcher. 443 weighted OBA and ISO of 318. So that's how we kind of expected it to go down earlier in the season. So, yeah, he's been worse against righties off Franz, Haniger, Torrens, and Toro, Murphy, more all right-handed bats in the lineup against Irvin that could do some damage. So I do like Seattle a little bit more. Flexen has been a little bit harder to figure out because of his low strikeouts. He still doesn't allow too much hard contact, still 43.6%, but he's getting 44.7% medium contact, which is actually pretty good. And the big thing is he will throw a solid amount of strikes. He won't walk too many batters. So I do like Seattle in this game, especially knowing that it's a big ballpark and Flexen could use that to his advantage as well.
Hey, Vinny Velo's on the mound tonight versus Kashmir. This is an unbelievable game that these two teams, San Francisco looking to win a division championship and, have the best record in baseball is going to throw Kashmir, and the San Diego Padres fading quickly like we all thought they would post September 10th. Putting Vinny Velasquez out there.
In the first 5. No, I don't love backing Scott Kazmir. Don't get me wrong. That's a very, very scary proposition. But if I get even money to fade Vinny Velasquez, there's worse bets you can make in the world, so I don't mind that. But the one I really like, I think the Giants get to 5 runs tonight. Of course, there's concern about the ballpark, wind blowing in a little bit, decent Padres bullpen. If they can get out to an early start there and only need one, maybe 2 more runs over the final 5, 6, 7 innings, I'll take it. Giants team total over 4.5 minus 115. If you want to buy it down to 3.5 because of the ballpark and the weather at 165 at BetMGM, makes a ton of sense. Both teams should score here. And of course, my odds boost is in this game. Machado and Bryant, 2 hits each at 11-1. Odds boosted to the moon. Let's go.
Woohoo! Let's do it here. What a nice little tight, compact show here. 45 minutes on a Wednesday talking Major League Baseball in the middle of football season. Keep in mind here, we got 2 more days this week, 5 next week. Then we're into the playoffs. Some days off in the forecast here for the crew. Maybe so. Kyle's going to be hitting the golf course extra hard here before the winter kicks in. But let's also round it up today as we like to clear the bases and let the people know out there what we are digging on today. I got a trifecta. Over 9 minus 120 BetMGM for the Arizona-Atlanta game. Over 3.5 minus 120 for Arizona in that game as a team total. And over 4.5 minus 145 as well. So I'm going with all 3 of those and also splitting up my odds boost today. Going to take a piece of Wheeler, 8 Ks and a Phillies win at FanDuel plus 150. And then I'm going to also take Wheeler, 9 Ks or more and a Phillies win at Fox Bet at plus 200. Load it up tonight. Let's get after it, Jason. Tell the people what you're on.
Yeah, I'm on the Cardinals over 2.5 in the first 5 and the team total at plus 115 as a value play. Also, 2 other value plays, the Braves over 2.5 in the first 5 and the team total at minus 115. The Giants over 2.5 in the first 5 on the team total at plus 105. And of course, the odds boost will be Chris Sale to get 7 or more strikeouts and the Red Sox to win, boosted to plus 200 on Fox Bet.
There you go, Kyle. What are you digging tonight?
Wow, just digging on his Mets. Look at that. Just bashing the absolute hell out of him right there. Okay. So on our value menu, we've got that Phillies team total over 4.5. It is at minus 150, and I get it. It's hard to trust the Phillies to get 5 runs at that price. That's why it's on the value menu, nothing crazy, but they should be able to smash Aiken today. Of course, our play of the day is the Giants over 4.5 at minus 115, fading Vinny Velasquez. Odds boost, Machado and Bryant, 2 hits each, plus 1,100. Logan Allen under 3.5 strikeouts at minus 160. And the 3 guys I have on my home run list tonight are Adam Duvall, Kyle Schwarber, and of course our boy Shohei Ohtani.
All right, we'll be back at it on a Thursday for Major League Baseball. We are almost to Friday here, so thank you guys for sticking in with us here. If you are watching this on a replay and haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so. Let's get to that 90K mark sooner than later. All the bets are in. Now it's time to sit back and relax and watch them play out. I'm Donnie RightSide along with Jason Radowitz and Kyle Purviance. We're the sportsbookreview.com Major League Baseball team. And as always, good luck on your wagers.